Guys, I'm furious.
Why are you furious?
Because I came up with a big long list with a bunch of people and really thought about it. And Matt Palmer was like, we're only gonna do 8 because I can only think of 8 of them.
I could only think of 8, and B, we could have a part 2. We've made part 2s of videos before. You gotta leave the people wanting more. Imagine, Matt Steele wants to go on for too long. That never fucking happens.
I know, and I shouldn't because I'm the one that's gonna edit this damn video.
Exactly! This is gonna be shorter.
8.
8 only.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another 2 Gay Matts. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And I created a game.
Yeah, look at Matt Steele with a game.
I know, I want to throw up. But see, this is a game that like I'm really good at, so I want to play it.
Okay, great. And I also love that it's kind of a game that like there's no way to win.
No, there's no winning.
Right.
Well, we can see who agrees with us in the comments.
That's true. And do you think there are any artists that we have the exact same parents for?
I would imagine for like a couple. Okay, so the game is we say it all the time. Everyone online is always complaining like, oh, this person is ripping off of that person. Right. This person is ripping off of that person. They're just copying this person. And it's kind of like, guys, art is not created in a vacuum.
Hello?
There is no artist who is completely, truly original except for Carol Channing.
And Mariah Carey.
Okay, well, Mariah Carey has parents that we're gonna talk about.
Well, I'm sure Carol Channing has parents, but they're, long dead, so there's no way we know them.
Artists are always inspired by someone else.
Absolutely.
And then if they're great artists, they take that inspiration and then they build off of it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes their art interesting, because it's like, oh, it reminds me of this, but it's like a whole new thing.
Right.
So a lot of artists, we're coming up with a game, we're gonna assign 2 parents to each artist.
Yes.
Like, such and such an artist is a combination of this artist and this artist.
Right.
I did set a rule for myself that I would only have someone's parents be an artist that came before them.
Yes.
And I couldn't use like a parent twice.
Right. I think I did the same thing.
Okay, you did that?
Yeah, I did do that.
It's okay if you didn't.
I think I did.
Okay.
I will say that I have a single parent sometimes.
Okay. Where's the fun in that?
But I'm just explaining to you that I have one. So get ready.
It looks like I won the game.
You did. There's no winning.
You want to start with Beyonce?
Okay.
Obviously, this was an easy one for me.
This was easy for me too.
Yeah.
I am saying my parents are, for Beyonce, Tina Turner. I've always said she has the brassiness, the performance ability. The fact that she behaves like a brass instrument on stage, especially in the B-Day era, feels very Tina Turner to me. And then secondly, with the visuals, with the breaking of the barriers, with the changing music every time she does anything, Michael Jackson.
I mean, obviously the obvious parents of Beyonce.
Yes.
Like, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, you are the father.
Yes!
Like, the energy and the showmanship of, well, both of them, but like the energy of Tina Turner, but also not just the precision of Michael Jackson, but also in the way she handles her career. And just like I am untouchable. I will not be relatable. I am a godlike figure.
Right.
You will never know where I am at a given moment. I am like a ghost that will suddenly appear, and like there's just something magical and godlike about this person.
And like the fact that they were both so focused on making music an event. Like this is supposed to be something we all can enjoy together, and it needs to feel important. Like I'm not just throwing out singles just willy-nilly just cause. Whatever I do is going to feel like an event, so buckle the fuck up, because you'll never know when it's coming.
Right.
So those are yours too?
Those are mine.
Yes! We agree!
Look at us. Okay, we're both winning so far.
Yes!
Okay, you want to do Britney?
Yeah, you go first.
So you say it all the time.
I do.
Britney is clearly inspired by Janet Jackson. She gets so many Madonna references, but it's like, no. Watch her.
Watch her. Her
parents are Janet Jackson, and her other parent is Kylie Minogue.
Okay.
She is a blend of Kylie Minogue with the sexiness, with the girliness, with the sultriness, the flirtiness, the teasiness with Janet Jackson.
I've certainly heard some Kylie with Britney, especially in like Breathe on Me, of course.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the songs from In the Zone and even thereafter. This is my single parent, it's Janet. She is Janet's child, and Janet, being a single parent herself, would be great at raising, and she raised a beautiful, incredible, talented daughter. But there's just never an era of Britney Spears that I do not see Janet Jackson in. And to the point where it's like, if you listen to Anticipating on Britney, it's like, this is all for you. Like, you just really fucking love All For You and want to make your own version, and I love that, but like, the way they perform, the way the dancing happens, like the implementation of choreo, the joy, the big smile, and then like the sexiness, like she's Janet.
See, Janet, there's like a heaviness to it and like a heftness, whereas like Kylie there's a lightness to her that's very, very like girly and like youthful.
What's the heaviness to Janet besides like Rhythm Nation? She'll talk about real shit.
Janet's just like a little more like grounded, I would say.
Okay.
And Britney's like, it's not that she's not grounded when she performs, but like there is a lightness to her, I would say, in her style, like vocally and stuff like that. And just the style of music is a little lighter, even though she gets like, dirty sometimes.
I hear
Janet does.
I hear what you're saying. You ready for Mariah?
Oh, I'm ready for Mariah.
It's hard because it's like I obviously know her influences. We've all listened to her audiobook, or if you haven't, you should. But I would say the closest parent to her, in my opinion, is Stevie Wonder. I think the musicianship, the fact that she can make something so joyful and so musically complex feel so easy and feel like it just always existed. Like the ability to write a song and have it sound like it's a classic before it's ever been released feels very Stevie Wonder to me. And then this is a more shallow parent, Minnie Riperton. Love those vocals.
Okay, I mean,
those whistle register vocals are impressive, but I think she and Stevie are, and the vocal performance has a lot of Stevie in it, absolutely, but vocally, Minnie Riperton, those whistle registers.
All right, well, Stevie Wonder is obviously her father.
Hello.
What she does musically, just the intricate melodies, the intricacy of the music, of the R&B music specifically, like a musical genius, like the Mozarts of their times.
Absolutely.
Like, in terms of like popular R&B music, like Stevie Wonder, it's a given.
Yes.
I say for the mother that Mariah Carey's mother is Maria Callas, the opera singer.
Oh, I don't know her.
I mean, I was like, I want to pick an opera singer just because of the vocal technician of it all, and just the class and the grandeur of it all, especially what Mariah became when she became the diva that she is now, when she's established herself. So I'm like, Stevie Wonder and an opera singer, Maria Callas.
I mean, and her real mom is a real opera singer, so it makes sense.
And a lot of these people, the artists that are their parents, are like, these are artists that they listened to when they were kids,
Right.
So you can definitely hear like opera influences in Mariah Carey, obviously not in the style of music that she does, but just in the precision of the vocal, the instrument of it all.
It's true. Oh, isn't she great? Next for me is Lady Gaga.
So Lady Gaga, people are gonna be shocked. But I'm not saying Madonna.
Okay, that makes one of us.
I think Madonna is such an obvious choice,
and
also doesn't really reflect what Lady Gaga became. You know?
Sure.
I would say Lady Gaga's parents are David Bowie.
Yes, that's who I said.
And Barbra Streisand. What her career has become in the I do it all. I sing, I perform live, I direct. I mean, Lady Gaga hasn't directed, but the Lord knows
she could, absolutely.
Give it time. I act. I am an empire essentially.
A Jill of all trades.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Yes.
Lady Gaga, loves her music. There's a theatricality to Lady Gaga.
True.
That's not just pop music theatricality.
Right.
There's also it's the stage theatricality that Barbra Streisand brings.
Right.
Also, the way certain communities go hard. Like the Jewish community would die for Barbra Streisand. The gay community would die for Lady Gaga. So I think that's a very appropriate pairing for parents. Because there's the alien of David Bowie mixed with just the legacy of Barbra Streisand and the theatricality of Barbra Streisand. I guess
when I think of Lady Gaga, I don't think of her currently. Like I think of her, Bad Romance times.
Yes.
And I think the Madonna comparison is much more apt with Lady Gaga than it ever was for Britney. I think even outside of Born This Way sounding exactly like Express Yourself, like the way that she was so unabashedly pro-gay when she first started out, and so unabashedly in interviews being like, what you're saying is sexist, and if you were talking to a man, you would say this, 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 and this. Like she was so going against the grain in the same way that Madonna would very publicly go against the grain. Like beyond their performance, it's honestly their attitudes and the don't fuck with me of Lady Gaga in those first several eras felt very Madonna in a way that wasn't ribbing, wasn't it was an impressive thing to see someone be so powerful and unapologetic. And I think that honestly is the biggest Madonna influence. There's obviously some stuff with a few songs, but mostly it's in the attitude.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
But see, to me, I feel like that attitude is covered in like a little bit of the David Bowie-ness of it all.
Yeah.
Like sort of just like, you can't tell me what to do, I am my own person type thing. But now Lady Gaga, you know, so many years into her career, she's expanded who she's become.
She's taken a turn.
That's
Maybe
where
she's
Barbra
traded.
Streisand
Hey,
comes
maybe
in.
she's traded moms after once she put on that Joanne hat. She had a new mom.
Maybe Madonna is her birth mother and Barbra Streisand is her stepmother.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. We love like blended families.
We
here
do,
at
absolutely.
As the child of divorced parents myself.
Yeah.
Look at that. I relate.
You do. You're just like Lady Gaga.
This 2 Gay Mats video is brought to you by our Patreon.
It really fucking is.
Ourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are sponsoring ourselves. Make sure to go to patreon.com/2gaymats to visit our newly revamped Patreon. For $5 a month, you will receive extra bonus content, and we'll have at least 2 of those up a month where we're going through all of your patron requests, reacting, reviewing to your favorite things.
Yes, and you also, for $5 a month, get access to the Discord,
which is like talking to your best friends on a group chat that you just haven't met yet. So become a part of it. It's so much fun.
You discuss art, guys.
It's a lot of gays and gals with a lot of feelings.
Yes, for $10 a month, you get special bonus podcasts that we are calling the Chatty Cathies.
Yes, thank you, Michael Smith, for that name. The Chatty Cathy podcast are just us hanging out with our friends, talking to them for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and we're going to do one of those a month at the very least. For $15 a month, every month, you can request one video or song or scene for us to react to. And for $25 a month, you can request a long-form review or reaction of a movie, an album, not an opera, but a lot of stuff's on the table. We're gonna make this worth your while, darling. I promise, like Mariah said on Say Something, if it's worth your while, and this is.
This is.
This is. Thank you so much. And now we're back to the regular scheduled video.
So next up for me is gonna be Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I have some lesbian parents from Miss Swift. First and foremost, we cannot say when we're talking about a country pop crossover act who expanded their field of influence by, you know, expanding the genre, Miss Shania Twain is an important person to Taylor Swift, to her artistry. I feel like she taught Taylor that like you don't just have to be one thing. Like you can grow as an artist and reach different audiences than you were probably being told to by your label. Even if musically they're not like exactly aligned, I feel like the expansiveness of Shania's career was definitely taken into consideration when marketing Taylor Swift. And then I would just say also Joni Mitchell. Lyrically, I feel like the way that Taylor writes those lyrics in such a confessional, almost stream of consciousness kind of way feels very Joni from time to time. Mm-hmm. That feels like the artist that she's going to grow into. Like I feel like she's going to be a storyteller who will be singing and writing songs well into her 80s like Joni is and still performing with, you know, the little Brandi Carlisles of the world. Yeah. So I foresee that for Taylor.
I mean, Joni Mitchell is so obviously the choice for one of Taylor Swift's parents. I was debating, like, should I include Country Taylor in here because that's not what Taylor is now.
Right.
I mean, she will always have that country storytelling-ness to her.
Sure.
In her music writing. But I feel like the storytelling as a songwriter, I feel like is covered in Joni Mitchell as one half of her DNA.
Okay.
This is also going to be a controversial one.
I'm nervous.
This is where I put Madonna.
How?
In the way she runs her career, in the way she is like, you will be talking about me non-stop 24/7. I will constantly be doing things to stay relevant, stay in the news. I will be changing things up. I will be trying new things. Sometimes they may be disasters, but whatever the fuck, I will continuously be on your lips no matter what. I will give you merchandise to buy.
Yes.
Like Madonna's like, I'm gonna give you a sex book. Taylor's like, I'm gonna give you about 12 vinyls and you can put them together to be a fucking clock. It's reminiscent of Madonna to me in the sense that it's just like, oh, she really, I'm not saying depends on headlines, but she uses headlines to her advantage.
Yes.
She's a mastermind. She knows what she's doing to remain relevant all these years into her career.
All right, that makes some sense.
Yes.
I feel like the mastermindness, yes, there's definitely some overlap there. I think it's hard for me because the attitudes are so very different.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a big, you know, difference there. But yes, I hear what you're saying.
So I wasn't like saying that Madonna is her parent, like, artistically.
Right. They both are very intentional about how they present themselves and how they run their business. Yeah. I believe that. Next up for me is Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, well, Olivia Rodrigo's so damn easy. Right. Guys, it's Taylor Swift and Avril Lavigne.
It is. It is. On the first album, there were some people like, maybe she's kind of Lorde, like maybe that's what it is. But when you listen to Guts, the fact that she is like brattily rapping while like singing a giant chorus, like is always going to give me Avril Lavigne Let Go. And then you hear the lyrical content, the way that she writes those ballads, the like specificity, while keeping it universal enough for everyone to relate to is very Taylor. I'm glad we, look, I didn't think we would have as many overlaps as we do.
No, I figured we'd have some.
Did you? Okay, I have Rina Sawayama, and for her, I have Lady Gaga. Absolutely. And also, a bit of Britney.
Okay.
I feel like she loves playing with those early 2000s pop sounds, especially on Sawayama. I felt like even the initial single, that's on XS, like felt very Britney, even though Britney obviously lyrically is a little less tongue-in-cheek. I feel like sonically, she was cribbing from a lot of that early 2000s kind of sound that Britney, it was her heyday, one of her many heydays. And I feel like Rina was very inspired by the production that Britney brought to the people in her early years.
Lady Gaga's obviously one of my parents.
Clearly.
But this one, I was sort of just taking like, what is Rina doing like vocally and just like the cheekiness of Rina, you can't deny.
Okay.
And sort of just like the young girly cutesiness that sometimes she incorporates into her music.
Sure.
To me, it gives Ariana Grande.
Oh, interesting.
To me, like vocally, like
I hear that.
Yeah. To me, it's more Ariana Grande as her mother, father.
Right.
Whichever one Ariana Grande wants to identify as.
Exactly, whichever she wants to be.
Yeah.
All right, so lastly, we have Ariana herself.
Okay. I mean, well, one of them.
I mean, come on.
She would tell you from her damn lips.
She would now. There was a lot of years.
Time she wouldn't.
She wouldn't say Mariah's name.
She will reveal who her mother is.
She is.
It's surprising. It's all of our mothers.
It's the thing.
Like, it's Mariah Carey.
Yes, the queen herself.
The queen herself.
Like, she's a huge fan and was a huge fan. She built her, vocal ability and like her technique around listening to Mariah. And there's no judgment in that. So did I.
Well, sure. But Ariana has a father.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, you could tell she always listened to Mariah Carey. She always listened to Mariah Carey. But I say all the time, there is one genre that when she sings, I'm like, oh, this is what she grew up listening to as well.
Yes.
So her father is Kristen Chenoweth.
I think that's very fair.
Ariana Grande is a musical theater girl in her bones, along with a Mariah Carey girl. But you feel the musical theater in her.
Yeah.
And now that she's playing Glinda, it's just like I can't not also see a little bit of Kristen Chenoweth, like the cutiness, the baby dollness of it all.
Absolutely.
It's Mariah and Kristen Chenoweth.
For me, this is not shade. I want everyone to know the next person I'm gonna say for Ariana is not shade.
Okay.
I feel like the ability to jump from like high camp dance music like Break Free and also incorporate some of that early 2000s hip hop influences and like be very proficient over them is kind of what gives me a bit of Jennifer Lopez.
Oh!
I feel like they have similar, like, I'm going to incorporate these different styles into my music. Obviously, Ariana's not as much of a dancer as J-Lo is, but like, she's open to trying things sonically that feel like very disparate parts of each other. You know, like, how are these things really connected?
Sure.
If you listen to the I'm Real original versus the I'm Real Murder remix, but they're not afraid to do that. And who needed something more than a mix of J-Lo and Mariah? You know?
I mean, just the irony of it all.
Hello?
And the fact that, like, for a little while, Mariah was not saying Ariana's name. Maybe because she knew, like, that's J-Lo's kid.
I don't know
that's
either.
J-Lo's kid.
Mariah and J-Lo had that one night stand.
Yeah.
And
that one night.
I know.
I bet it was romantic.
I bet it really was.
Matt Palmer, I just thought, who would your parents be?
My musical parents?
Mariah Carey.
Obviously.
But, like, who else?
If we're talking vocally, I've been compared to Craig David.
I'd say your Mariah meets Craig David.
You give me Craig David?
But there needs to be someone in there who's, like, a little more, like pop, like straightforward pop in there, because you are so hardcore.
I
like
do love
good
pop.
at, like, you're just good, solid, well-structured pop songs.
I mean, I love Minnie K. I mean, Janet, I was a big Janet fan growing up. She's very pop at moments.
So you were born of an orgy.
I was.
That's beautiful. We
I have a lot of
believe in
inspiration.
love here at Two Gay Mads.
We do believe in love. Tell us below how you feel about our pop music parents game and if we got any parents right or wrong. I honestly am more impressed at our overlaps than you are. I feel like you were just like, oh, of course. But I'm like, I didn't see that coming. I'm glad for us.
Well, get ready. There's also going to be a part 2.
There is. Matt Steele's going to make sure there's a damn part 2.
Yeah, because I worked hard on those other 8.
Yeah. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Matt Palmer Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
And at 2 Gay Mats for both of us. We also have a Patreon. If you enjoy our videos, want to watch extra bonus videos every week, go to patreon.com/2gaymats. And for certain tiers, you can actually request that we review or react to something of your choosing. We have a podcast that comes out every Monday. It's called 2 Gay Mats, TWO. You can find it wherever you find your podcasts. And Matt Steele.
Yes.
Who do we need to give shout outs to today?
We need to give a shout out to our legendary patrons.
Yes.
And their names are Jen, Jacob, Montana, Eric, Matthew, Jesse, Dallas, Nina, Eric, Ruben, Sarah, Jordan, Sam, Amy, and Dr. Woods.
Thank you guys so much. And thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back soon with more 2 Gay Mats.
Bye.
Bye.